This is a 6-hour chart. We're actually going to dive into this in a few minutes. There's an interesting setup I just want to mention. Before we do, everybody, I want to try and bring in real world data to the Cardano story. We're tracking Cardano through bull market, through bear market now, and I want to bring in real world data because I'm seeing a lot of content and comments out there that basically is stating, listen, ADA is done. Cardano's done as a project. It is down so much. It's a failure. And I just want to address that with just realistic, simple data very briefly. It'll take a few minutes and the light bulb will go off of how wrong that sentiment is. So this is a 6-hour chart, but let's start zooming out. Many of you know we track S&P 500 on this channel to track traditional markets, to get a sense, a reflection of where we are there, because we know crypto is extremely correlated to traditional markets. Therefore, Cardano is correlated. Cardano's not following Bitcoin. Bitcoin, Cardano, and all altcoins are following traditional markets. Not only that, we've been following the US dollar currency index because we know when this rises, risk on assets falling. When this is falling, risk on assets like crypto rising, right? So we've been tracking this because it's been in an uptrend for a while and we're waiting to see when things level off. There's a lot of other macroeconomic data that we're tracking, putting that aside for a second. So yeah, S&P 500, a nice simple reflection of traditional markets and down 21% right now. But let's dig further. And I'm not going to show you altcoins and be like, hey, look how many altcoins are also down. Cardano's down. Everything's down. It is what it is. It's normal. I'm going to actually dig into just different stocks. And it's going to paint such a real picture of the current state of the market right now. This is Zillow. Many of you might be familiar with Zillow. Down 84%. At one point down in October, 87%. For context, as we do this, just look, Cardano ADA down 86%. And if you actually go look at this Zillow chart, check this out. 20-week moving average, crossing the 50-week moving average, crossing the 200-week moving average, and look at the lower high resistance all along there in this bear market. Look at that on Zillow. Go to the Cardano. We've been tracking the same exact story. It's the same exact story. 20-week moving average falling, lower highs all the way along it, even just most previous resistance, not getting above that 20-week moving average right there. And we had the 20-week crossing the 50-week, crossing the 200-week. It's an almost exact similar setup as we have on Zillow. Is Zillow done as a company? Is Peloton done? It's down a ton. This is down 94%, at one point down 96%. And again, same story, 20-week moving average resistance. It's falling. DocuSign down 87%. Coinbase, a more familiar face, down 84%. At one point, capitulating to 88%. Do you see a trend here? Are all of these companies failures and destined to fail? Are they done? No, they're not. I mean, this is how I'm viewing things. This is my opinion. But in my view, they're not done at all. And here we are with ADA. It's in a similar setup. But what makes this story so powerful is how early stage not only crypto is, but within crypto, how even earlier stage Cardano is. And I see its valuation, I think right now as I do the video, around like 14 billion or something. And I see something like Ethereum, which hits 500 billion in the last bull market. And Cardano, and I'm not setting these two up as competitors and saying Cardano's overtaking everything, but Cardano has that entire market share to capture. It is so undervalued right now, and that is so at the forefront of my mind as a value investor. So here we are, down 86%. All markets are down. It's the most essential news flash for all of the negative commenters saying Cardano is a failure because it's down. I don't know how they can miss this. I don't know how, but I wanted to put this out there to paint some context. Shout out to Graham Stephan for tweeting this yesterday, this chart of all these stocks that are down. It gave me the idea because I immediately remembered, man, Cardano gets so much just negativity because it's down so much. And just look at this, everything's down. And so we can take this a step further and we can say, let's go look at something like Amazon. Amazon down 51%, not as drastic as Cardano, obviously. And I'm not comparing the two, saying they're the same in any way, but the story is very similar. The life cycle of these two kind of very similar. So Amazon down 51%, right? And all of these stocks and cryptos, they're falling into undervalued territory. And as a long-term value investor, it's when our eyes should be the most open to the markets. But let's zoom back. Because Amazon's obviously been around a while. They've made their mark. They're doing work. But let's go earlier stage, more in the type of time frame where Cardano is right now. Look at this, down 95% in 2000 to 2001. And at that time, many people doubting Jeff Bezos, many people doubting Amazon, thinking it's done, right? And it's the same sentiment back then as Cardano has now, and it was happening to Amazon. And look what Amazon went on to do. It's amazing to see that. So Amazon at one point down 95% in its early stage, and just look at this monthly chart. This is a monthly chart. It was it fell to like 30 cents or so. And you go now, it's hitting all-time highs back here, $180 plus, and right now consolidating in a bear market to $90. Look at that long-term growth of Amazon. I'm not comparing the two as a tech or anything like that, but the story and the story of doubt. Now, what makes ADA so powerful as an investment, in my view, is this. Cardano is in this early stage crypto space, and it's so young in the crypto space. So crypto's early, but Cardano is even earlier. So ADA right now in its only second bear market, and you can look at the last bear market, 98% down. Does that sound familiar when we look at that Amazon chart, down 95%? Cardano down 98%, and this was before it went on to start delivering and launching and building foundational, fundamental parts of its technology, Shelley and the staking mechanism that we all know today and we use today, the most powerful in the crypto space, Mary multi-asset ledger, Alonzo and smart contracts, Vasil most recently in scalability. I mean, we've gone from Byron era to Shelley era to Gauguin era to now Basho era and Voltaire coming. And we're seeing Cardano tackle the trilemma of scalability and decentralization and security, and it's all happening so early stage. I think, Cardano is just so undervalued in my view, and here we are right now, down 86%. And yeah, we see people, and they're kind of like, it's done. Look how far down it is. Everything's down. Everything's down. It's as simple as that. There's nothing to even argue. This is all my opinion. This is my view. Cardano could fail. Crypto could fail. I'm very aware of it all. But in my view, the upside, if that doesn't happen, when you look back at something like Amazon in its early stage when everybody was doubting it, Cardano has so much upside. So here we are in the weekly. We're tracking the same story that we're tracking in the stock market. And it's just lower highs. And how undervalued are these things going to get? That's up in the air. Nobody knows that answer. You look around every day, CNBC, just all these analysts, everybody's guessing every day. It's 50-50. Nobody knows where the bottom is. But here we are, and we are absolutely, in my view, approaching undervalued areas. And it could go lower, but that means it will be even more undervalued. The market share that Cardano has in play to capture in the cryptocurrency space is insane. It really is. And sitting at close to a 10 billion, I think it's like $14 billion market cap as I do this video, sitting here at this market cap, there is so much upside. So I want to note something, which is something Ada Whale tweeted. And he tweeted this. This was actually August 2021. I was reminded of this through an article. Cardano will raise bar. Community predicts entrant tech giants into crypto. He said tech giants will enter crypto. Apple Coin will have amazing smart contracts and offer regulated financial products. Most of crypto will be competing with them. By then, Cardano will be fully peer-to-peer, decentralized, and self-governed, out of anyone's grasp and a different beast altogether. Many people might be like, well, how's Cardano going to compete with Apple when it comes to this crypto stuff? And that's not the point. The point is this. Cardano is building fundamentally the strongest blockchain, the most sound, reliable, prepared blockchain. And when these tech giants do really just go all into crypto, guess what that's going to do? It's going to bring the audience. It's going to bring the crowd to the crypto game that we're in right now. And with that comes trillions and trillions of dollars. And yeah, the tech giants will be kind of competitors. But guess what? Cardano will be set and ready to receive the trillions of dollars. And so I just wanted to point that out because it's so important as we continue to track the growth of Cardano. I did this interview with Charles in January. I want to do part 2 of this, the path to 1 billion users. That's what Cardano's shooting for. billion users. And with that comes a ton of value being run on this blockchain. So here we are once again. Here's the weekly chart on ADA. And yeah, we're going to continue tracking the weekly. We know the 20-week moving average right now around 45, 46 cents, just above ADA. We'll track that move if it happens. The setup could be there on the shorter term. Here's where we are in the daily before we look at that 6-hour chart. We have this triangle we've been tracking, and we have this continued consolidation of these moving averages here. You can just see right now we're getting our most recent bounce off the 20-day moving average, which is a good thing, just above the shorter term Fibonacci that we've been tracking. We talked about, I think, in the last video. So swing low to swing high, back down just above the Fibonacci, higher low. Nice to see support. And now here we are again, just at this lower trend line. So we've tracked this whole thing, the fall below the trend line, and then the pullback to the trend line. So we're still waiting and tracking this resistance. We don't want to see resistance there. And that's what we're seeing right now. So there could be a dash of hopium for all you hopium enthusiasts on the 6-hour chart. And that is this. If we look at the 6-hour chart, you can kind of see this setup. And the setup is kind of a little bit of upward momentum on this chart. So we have just this swing high real quick, and then we kind of just get pulled down, swing high, pulled down, swing high, pulling down now. And you can see kind of this upward sloping neckline of an inverse head and shoulders. So that's in play right now with the breakout target, really a little bit over 50 cents. So breakout target just kind of up here. What's so notable about that, if it happened, would be this. If it pulls back up and breaks out, we'd be breaking the apex of the triangle. That's something to keep in mind, to keep an eye on in the state of crypto right now. If this week markets rally for whatever reason, maybe the elections, maybe markets rally because of the outcome of the elections, that's in play. We know that there's a lot of other macroeconomic things and news being released this week, I'm sure. So this is what we're going to track. That's the breakout rally in play for ADA, but no guarantees, because once again, I digress from that hopium, and we have all of this resistance right here. We have the lower trend line, namely, and then we also have the upper trend line. We have this long-term trend line that goes all the way back on this chart, very, very far. It's a 6-hour, so I'm not even going to try zooming out. Now, to the downside, I want to mention this as we see and we track this right shoulder setup that we're waiting for. Swing low to now new swing high. We have a support area of the 618 around 40 cents, 786 around 39 cents. Very small range of support. See if ADA even just comes down there, trickle sideways, whatever. This could be a while. This could be days, a week that we're waiting for this setup. So we'll track it. We'll see how this week opens, but that's a short-term chart. And everybody, I just really wanted to bring in some realistic data just to paint the big picture here. Cardano is doing its thing in the bear market. They're building. Cardano is building. People are building on Cardano. And though everything is up in the air, there are no guarantees. I think Cardano offers a great opportunity as we get ready to prepare for the next bull market that hopefully does arrive. I appreciate all of you coming by. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Please comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this video. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.